Hi there and welcome back to this course on mastering top visualization techniques in Tableau. We're at the point now with the Likert scale chart where we actually get to build it, so it's very exciting. We'll start off first with bringing out a few fields into our view. We'll bring category up and then we'll bring answer into detail because we're going to show each category, basically our representation for each question, and then we're going to show our answer in the detail because we want to be able to address all of our table calculations by that answer, like we did in our crosstab. Then we're going to change our chart type from automatic to Gantt bar. Make this the entire view. And now we'll start bringing out a couple of these fields. So Gantt % we'll bring up to columns. And you'll see it's starting to draw individual marks on our view. But it's not giving us exactly what we need because we need 4 marks per category. So that's a hint that something's wrong. So if you look at our addressing or our compute using, it's on table down automatically. Change it to answer. And now we have our 4 marks per view. You see this 0 line right here for the third value. Look back here, we have 0, 0, 0, and 0, which makes sense because you have your negative values for the negative responses, and then the positive values start at 0 at the halfway point. So this is exciting. We've got these built in. Then we said we'd use percentage to size these Gantt bars. So we'll size right there. We'll compute using answer, already set, which is great. And now it looks like we have solid bars, but what we actually have are 4 individual bars that have been built using our different sizing methods. So if we then change answer to color, now all of a sudden we can see our view. And it's incredibly exciting. We're seeing our bars and the distribution of answers by category. So we can tell for food did awesome. It's got the majority of its answers in this highly positive. Reception and server did not do well. They've got highly dissatisfied and dissatisfied dominating their view. We're actually going to come in right here to answer, and we're going to create our own color palette. So I'm not going to physically make my own new color palette, though that is possible if you want to. What we're going to do is manually create it right here. We'll take our orange values, that'll be our negative values, and we'll use a pretty dark one for the first one, and then a lighter one for the second one. And for blue, we'll do the same thing. Use a lighter value and a darker value. Hit apply, and we've created our own diverging color palette. This is a poor representation of Tableau's blue to orange, or orange to blue. Doesn't really look as nice as some of theirs, and so you can go in and play around with these if you want. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it in the video, but I usually like to play around until I find one that doesn't look too jarring, that will still work for me. So this one works great. We'll leave it here. And then you can actually up the transparency a little bit if you want. I'll drop it at 80%. Okay, so now we've got this. We still have more cleaning to do. It will be helpful to go in and format, and we'll get rid of these grid lines. Sorry, so we want no grid lines, no 0 lines. Like most of our custom charts, we're going to just draw this on a nice clean white background. Very modern look for things. Get rid of those. And then for our Gantt %, I'm actually going to edit the axis here. And our percentages, they can go either from 100% negative all the way to 100% positive. And we want to fix it at that so we see the relative distribution across that axis. So we'll make it from -1 to 1. And it's going to shrink things a little bit, but now that's a better representation of the possibilities. And since this Gantt % value makes sense to us for building the chart, but not really to the end user, I'm going to hide the header. And now we have our Likert scale chart. It's very exciting. So we can go through here. I'm going to play with the tooltip some. So we have the answer, which shows us which category you're in. Then you have the category. I think it'd be better if we switch those two. So a really nice thing you can do is come down here and click preview, and it will show you what your tooltip is going to look like. That saves closing out of this edit dialog box, hovering over, and then coming back in. So we have category, what answer it was, and then a couple of different values. Gantt % is necessary for building the view, but not for the end user. So we'll delete that. And then our percentage along answer is useful, but not in that language. We'll call it % of total responses. So now we've got that, or percentage of total. We'll go with percent of total responses. So now I've got the cleanliness, highly dissatisfied, 6.3%. Come here. It's actually 14.1%. That was just an example. But now you've got your individual values coming through. And there you go. You have the core Likert scale chart ready and able to deploy. You have this fantastic view that shows your categories together. You show the relative distribution of answers within each category or within each survey question, and you're ready to use this and deploy it and really turn some heads with this great visualization. The thing is, we can make it even better by bringing in that overall total. So where we summarized by average score before, that still is a useful number to have, right? So they're all lined up along 0 with our positive negative distribution, but we know that the average scores for these are actually different. In the next video, we're going to walk through how to do that. So take a break. Good job. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.